Spend any amount of time on YouTube and you see top 10 or top 5 most epic scenes videos. Some of them you agree with, some not so much. But what makes an epic scene? What is an epic scene? What is epic? Epic, as an adjective, refers to something heroic or grand in scale. It also refers to having the characteristic of epics. So what does that mean? As a noun, epic traditionally referred to long poems such as Beowulf or the Iliad. Epics would tell the heroic tale of legendary figures achieving victory over impossible odds, usually at the cost of the hero's life. A Hollywood epic is a film that is at least 3 hours long, often longer, and usually detailed historical or biblical events. Lawrence of Arabia, Ben-Hur, Last Samurai, Kingdom of Heaven, Braveheart, Titanic, Schindler's List, Gettysburg, Dances with Wolves, Saving Private Ryan. All great films, all epics, and all of them have epic moments in them. I think the key part people are missing when they describe a scene in anime as epic is that in order to be epic, it has to have a long build-up. Something epic cannot happen in the first episode. It can be amazing, jaw-dropping, awe-inspiring, but not epic. Epic requires length, build-up, tension, rising action, and setup. This is why, to me, the fight between Saitama and Boros isn't epic. There hasn't been enough build-up. We spend one episode with Saitama running around the ship, and then we're right into the fight. Sure, Boros does a great job establishing himself as a threat to the entire world. The S-rank heroes have to band together to defeat just one of Boros' lieutenants. And Saitama getting kicked to the moon was awesome. But the fight lacks that epic feel due to the absence of build-up. Additionally, there's no risk to the hero. Most epics end with the death of the hero. They defeat the villain, slay the dragon, bring peace to the land, but die in the process. This isn't always the case, but it holds true more often than not. As an example, there's the potato chip scene in Death Note. We're only on episode 8. It was sly, well put together, one of the better scenes in the anime. But we're not even a third of the way through the anime, and Light was in no way putting his life at risk. So that scene can't be considered epic. So what do I consider epic? What scenes come to mind? There are 7 scenes that, to me, are the most epic of all time in anime. This isn't a top 7 list or anything, I'm not ranking them. Just the scenes I consider to be most worthy of the descriptor, epic. Obviously, this is a spoiler warning. I won't be talking about many new anime or any currently running series, so you don't have to worry about that. But I will be talking about stuff that happens towards the end of each series. Now, the first entry on our list is one I've already done a video on, so I'm not going to go into it too much. I'll post a link in the corner to that video. It's where Ichigo stands back up in his Vasto Lorde form in order to protect Orihime. Yes, I know that the video covers the manga rather than the anime, but the scene is still epic and beautifully drawn. The second is Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time. Yes, we meme on Dragon Ball Z as being ridiculously long with 18-episode fights. How many Saiyans does it take to change a light bulb? Just one, but it'll take 3 episodes. However, that length helped to build tension. We thought Goku had finally won. He defeated Frieza, avenged his entire planet, and fulfilled the dying wish of Vegeta. And then Frieza comes up out of the water and obliterates Krillin. This was the push that caused Goku to finally ascend to Super Saiyan. We then got several more glorious episodes of Goku fighting Frieza as the planet Namek was destroyed. Can't ask for a better setting than a dying planet for an epic battle. Third on our list is a suggestion from my wife. At the end of the final season of Sailor Moon, the Sailor Stars series, Galaxia has defeated everyone, and is about to achieve her goal of becoming the strongest power in the universe. She's defeated all of the Sailor Guardians as well as Prince Endymion, throwing their Sailor Crystals into the Galaxy Cauldron along with Tuxedo Mask's body, and is poised to finally defeat Sailor Moon. However, when given the chance to destroy Galaxia, Sailor Moon instead tries to save her. This woman has taken everything from her, but the goodness and light in Princess Serenity shine through, and Sailor Moon uses her power to return the long-lost Star Seed to Galaxia, which gave Galaxia the power to banish the chaos that existed inside her. Next up, Asuka versus the 9 white Evas from the end of Evangelion. I don't care what anyone says, this is the best animated fight scene in the history of anime. We've discovered that the reason certain children must pilot specific units is because the Evas have trapped the souls of those children's dead mothers. Earlier in the series, there are flashbacks showing Asuka came home from school to find her mother had hung herself. Her mother would never again see her daughter's artwork or the high scores she'd achieved on tests. Asuka wakes from a coma inside Unit 2. She discovers Nerve, her new home, her new family, is under attack. Realizing she's finally reunited with her mother, she defends her home from these invaders, wiping out the invading army. And then, after she's wiped out an entire army single-handedly, 9 white Evas appear in the sky, gliding down like circling vultures. What happens next is the most brutal and well-animated mecha fight scene in the history of anime. Slow, ponderous movements that remind you this fight is between beings the size of office buildings. Biomechanical mechs 50 meters in height have a lot of blood in them, and we get to see all of it as Asuka tears through her enemies. Outnumbered, surrounded, and alone, save for the soul of her mother trapped within the Eva she's piloting, Asuka defeats her enemies and protects her home. But it turns out it was all for nothing in the end. Next up, the ending to Code Geass Season 2, Episode 50, Re. Throughout the entire series, we've seen Lelouch grow as a person. He's constantly grappling with himself, doubting his actions. Should he have done this? Was that move a mistake? But after he erases his parents at episode 21, a change comes over him. He no longer has that self-doubt. Lelouch is a man on a mission, but we don't find out what that mission is until the final moments of the last episode. Lelouch has teamed up with Suzaku, and the two of them are unstoppable. But even though Lelouch wins in the end, becomes the ruler of the entire world, his best friend dies. Or so we are led to believe. 6 months after his overwhelming victory, Lelouch is now parading through the streets with his prisoners. People are forced to watch and worship this fascist dictator. State-run television praises Emperor Lelouch, ruler of the world. Families have disappeared. Giant prisons are keeping dissidents out of the public eye, and peace has been restored. In reality, Suzaku faked his death and donned the role of Zero. He then fights his way past all the guards and draws his sword, about to take Lelouch's life when suddenly, Lelouch smiles. Not the demonic smile he had at the end of episode 1, no, this was the smile of a man who had accomplished a mission, had brought something truly amazing into the world. Peace. At the end of episode 5, The Princess and the Witch, Lelouch is talking to C2 at the same time Suzaku is talking to Euphemia. The scene cuts back and forth as the two respectively express their feelings about the world and all of its problems. We see how closely their morals and ideals align. Starvation, disease, decay, racism, war and terrorism, living in a never-ending cycle of hate. These are all things the two boys want to see resolved. They realize that not all of their problems can be solved, but maybe they can stop war. Though the boys see things the same way, the difference is when Euphemia asks Suzaku how he would solve all these problems, he doesn't know. Lelouch, though, knows that if someone were to win, all war would stop. And that's what he does. He wins. But he also knows that those who would kill must be prepared to be killed as well. Lelouch pays for his crimes and brings peace to the world at the same time. Finally, I'd like to talk about a newer scene, at least in comparison to the rest of the series on this list. Spoilers for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Rimeru ascending to Demon Lord is the most epic scene in anime I've seen in a long time. Let me quickly go over the setup. Humans from the Kingdom of Falmouth, with the backing of the Holy Western Church, have decided that the Nation of Monsters is a problem and invade. They set up a magic dampening sphere that covers all of Tempest, then send some otherworlders with unique powers into the city to start trouble. With the monster's power significantly reduced, combined with the assault of armored knights, 100 of Rimeru's people are killed, including his secretary and series best girl, Shion. Don't at me, she's best girl, deal with it. While mourning, Eren shows up and tells him a tale about when a demon lord is newly born, they have the power to resurrect the dead. According to legend, when Milim Nava ascended, she resurrected her dragon friend. Unfortunately, the dragon's soul had already passed on, so the dragon returned as a mindless beast, and Milim was forced to kill her friend. However, the very barrier that had weakened Rimeru's citizens and followers was also keeping their spirits from passing on, so there was a slim chance that when he ascended to Demon Lord, they would all be resurrected with their souls intact. And so, Rimeru has Shuna and Miran create another barrier inside the multi-layer barrier the enemy had created, then sends his troops out to destroy the foolish humans guarding the power source of their barrier. Once this has been done, he casts an anti-magic zone covering the entire army encampment, and casts Megiddo. You see, the final ingredient he needs to ascend to Demon Lord is the souls of at least 10,000 humans. And as the series ends and the screen fades to black, the kill count keeps rising. But the ending of the next episode, where Rimeru awakens and proceeds to resurrect all 100 of the dead, is the scene that moves me to tears. Rimeru has truly become a villain, capable of casually sacrificing 20,000 humans to save his 100 friends and followers. And we, the audience, cheer him for it. After all, a hero will let their loved ones die to save the world, but a villain will destroy the world to save their loved ones. And that is something worth cheering for. Now, we wouldn't have cared as much had this scene happened in the first episode or even in the first season. We had to come to know and love these characters. Their quirks, silliness, how they interacted with each other. All of these were established through the first season and further cemented through Season 2. The same holds true for all of these scenes. We've had months, in some cases years, to get to know these characters. We mourn the loss of Shion. Asuka's death hit like a truck to the point that we were too numb to feel anything else when everyone else died. So please, stop referring to a scene as epic in a single core anime. It's not possible for it to happen. Yes, the scene can be awesome or awe-inspiring, but unless we've had at least a couple of core of build-up, it cannot possibly be epic. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. Please remember to like and subscribe, or you can click here for additional anime or manga content. I post new videos on Mondays and Thursdays. If you're looking to support the channel further, you can become a Patreon at patreon.com/Danon, or click the link in the description below. I hope my video was educational and entertaining today, and I look forward to making more videos in the future. Have a great day.